Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Tuscany. I'm making profiteroles and I like to fill mine with the same mascarpone crema that I make for tiramisu. I was making this for 20 greedy Italians, so I made 3 batches and it took me all day, but it's one of my favorite treats to make for dinner parties. For the pastry, I melt butter, and when it's just simmering and a little remains still yet to melt, I add water. Add salt to your sifted flour. Sometimes I don't sift it and it's fine, but then stir it in very quickly until it comes together as a ball of dough. It shouldn't be too wet or greasy. If it is, just add a little more flour. Before adding the eggs, you need it to cool down so that it doesn't cook them. I remove it from the hot pan and place it near an open window. So yes, profiteroles you might think of as French, but they were invented by an Italian chef who travelled to France with Catherine de' Medici, who brought many Tuscan recipes, including the beignet or profiterole. Beat the eggs in one at a time. Your batter should gradually look like this, and then like this. I bake a lot, so I have a piping bag, but you could just fold greaseproof paper into 4 and then snip a tiny little hole in the corner. See how I'm trying to make them all the same size? You can experiment with long eclairs or bigger puffs, but keep each tray the same so that the cooking time is even. Pat the tips down with a wet finger so they don't burn, and also to squash the puff into the right shape. I tend to take them out when they're just slightly golden, because then you need to prick a hole in the bottom and put them back in at a slightly reduced temperature to dry out the insides. You need to do this so they won't get soggy when they're filled with the crema. You'll probably need to cook the batter in 2 batches unless you have a giant oven, so I usually have the next sheet of profiteroles ready to go. I made about 96. It's just egg whites whipped until stiff. And then the yolks are mixed with sugar and vanilla, and then all combined with mascarpone. Make sure everything is the same temperature, otherwise mascarpone can curdle when beaten if you're adding it to something that's either too cold or not the same temperature. Okay, so now change location and all my profiteroles are out of the oven. So many, and look how gorgeous they are, so pretty. And over here, over here I have my crema, which I've been making because they're going to be filled with the crema of like a tiramisu. It's a little bit of my own personal preference, but I'm running late. Okay, the filling is done. I piped it all in with this, and now over to here, we have the chocolate. Break the chocolate into pieces with a little butter and put it in a bowl over a saucepan of boiling water to melt. Okay. Look at all of these profiteroles. And now, pistachio. I love decorating a table because I believe it makes people feel special as soon as they walk through the door, and encourages them to linger longer at the table over dessert when it feels cozy. I like to do roses in glasses, not vases, so that people can still see the person sitting opposite, and then mix rustic branches with a more delicate, elegant flower to balance it out. I would encourage you to pick 2 colours and stick to that for napkins, candles, flowers. I think that's what's pleasing to the eye, is when you keep the colour palette curated, even though it's Christmas, so you might be tempted to throw a million colours out there, but my preference is to keep things sort of elegante. In this case, I didn't have a long enough tablecloth, so I just used sheets with a wool blanket beneath so that it doesn't slide or crumple when people lean on the table.
Ragazzi, sedete dove vuoi fare?
Io prendo questa sedia rosa.
Se questo sugo di cinghiale non voglio bene. L'ha fatto il vasellaro. Io ho mangiato il cinghiale. Boom! Vai, a posto. Lo so, però il bignè poi dopo la riscaldare e poi... Mi piace, molto buono.
No, io non conosco quelle zone là, ero stato soltanto a Fes e Cagliari.
Io faccio provare. E mi si è rotto di mano, una pianta che sta morendo.
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my dear supporters who have kept this channel going this year via Patreon donations. I wish you all a happy Christmas and a new year full of beauty and light.